Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video with me, Fuzzball40. Make sure if you're new around here, you subscribe down below and turn those notifications on so you never miss an upload. I guarantee you, using this channel, you will make millions of coins for FIFA 23, as well as being able to grind unlimited packs, new League SBC method, and all the upgrade packs you can possibly want to do. But this video is all about the web app. It is nearly here, and it's going to be a really bizarre one this year because it comes out quite a bit of time before the game comes out, and it's really going to be different, we think, to other years. There's one first variable we could have here is that you can add FIFA points onto a web app at the beginning of the game. Now, we don't know if that's going to be the case for 23, but right now on this web app, you can't see it in the corner here, but it is, there is the ability to add FIFA points. That could change the way the start of the game goes tenfold compared to normal. But what this video is going to do is tell you guys everything you need to do when it comes down to start of the game to help you make thousands, hundreds of thousands, and even if you're willing to work hard enough, millions of coins to get you started. First thing to note about the web app is if you have unlocked access to the web app in FIFA 22, you should get access for FIFA 23. If you didn't unlock access, or if you're brand new to the game or just coming back to the game, you might not be able to get on the web app. Bear that in mind. If you're debating what to do, it could be worth right now getting onto FIFA 22, playing some games and unlocking that access. I think FIFA 22 is under EA Play as well, so it's like £3.99 to play it between now and then. But when you start the game, first thing you're going to be given is all of your starter stuff. Most important part here, they'll give you choose your nation, choose your kits. When you're choosing a nation, you need to bear in mind what nations have the best links across multiple leagues. For me, the best one that I always go for is England, and the reason for that is England has 4 playable leagues in this game. So it has the Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, okay? Germany's quite good. They've got 3 leagues. France, obviously, have players spread across all the leagues. Brazil, potentially. But that's all it is. Because this is going to be the important part of building up your coin total. When you get to the foundation SBCs here, you're going to do all these basic, let's get started, League of Nations basics. And obviously then we'll talk about the other sort of really good SBCs afterwards. These SBCs here are very, very important because they give you packs back. So they give you players back quite quickly, quite early on. Completing them helps you complete objectives, which gives you coins into the game, which is vitally important. Early game coins are key, really. I mean, FIFA full stop, coins are key. But using leagues that link across really well help with things like when you're crossing over, let's say the requirement is for 3 different leagues, for example. If you've got 3 English players, you can get one from League 1, one from League 2, and one from the Championship. Link them up much easier. It's really important that you do that. So think very hard about your starter packs and what you're going to do. What you might get, but I reckon you won't get them until FIFA comes out, or any sort of not pre-order packs, any sort of packs that you got for doing the objectives in the foot warm-up series. You might get them now, you might not. I'd assume you're not going to get them. But you want to make sure you do that, because when you get the Let's Get Started SBC done, the League of Nations basics done, you also get objectives, and that will give you a coin balance to start with, which is important, okay? It's very, very important that you do that. Once you build this coin balance, it's all going to come down to what coins you can make to complete each of these. Early on, the hybrid leagues, hybrid nations, League and Nation hybrid are not that expensive to do. So what you want to do, I can't click on them because obviously I've done them, is you want to do one squad at a time basically. So let's say you end up with 4 or 5k, you might do a bit of trading, which we'll explain in a second, the good parts of trading to do. You might do a bit of trading and then you'll go and do the hybrid nations, for example. That's usually the easiest one. Usually it's just one league for each SBC, just of all different nations. That's where you start. You do the hybrid nations and you'll build your coin total up by opening up packs from that. And the basic premise is that you sell everything you get. But bear in mind, if you come across a rare card from any of the decent nations, you may want to hold on to that to use in the hybrid leagues and the League and Nation hybrid, as they have instant chemistry. Obviously, things have slightly changed this year in terms of the chemistry system, so we're not sure how that's going to affect these. But bear that in mind, it's an option. But once you know that, you do the hybrid nations, you get coins and you complete the hybrid leagues. These are nigh on impossible to lose coins on. You usually always make profit from them. Everything you get from these SBCs should be sold. Because at the beginning of the game, you get the likes of Saint-Maximin, for example. So if you look at him right now, Saint-Maximin, this card is nowhere near usable at all on this game. It is nowhere near usable. Where's this gold there? It's a very meh card, like pace, dribbling, but shooting and passing is terrible. However, beginning of the game, he's going to be very, very sought after. Skill moves, very, very good in the ball. So cards like that are really good, and you'll pack them quite often, and they'll be worth, I think last year it was 12k if I'm not mistaken, before plummeting once full game came out. So you sell everything, no matter what happens. Yes, if you hold this stuff for 5 days, you may make more coins from it, especially some of the higher tier stuff, the likes of last year, this year, Rashford and stuff like that. This year, more likely Sterling or whatever. They bounce initially when the game comes out, okay? But if you get those coin totals now and get moving, you can start trading on the web app. Because in my opinion, the web app's going to be quite stale. Once you've done these SBCs, there isn't that much else to do because there's no gameplay to grind. There's nothing new to grind. So really all you can do is sit there trading. So let's talk about trading. And these are the most important parts, in my opinion, for trading. People talk about the web app and there's stuff like, oh, you can snipe on web app. It's harder to snipe on web app. It isn't that easy. If you're experienced in trading, you'll find a way, trust me. But if you're not experienced, you don't need to do that. What you guys want to base your sort of trading on are these SBCs and the solutions that you'll find on Footbin. Footbin have SBC solutions on the page. And you can go there and it will show you recurring players. So last year, Mouassa, the left back from, I think it's Bruges in Belgian League, was extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. He was 77 rated because he was perfectly usable for hybrid leagues and for League and Nation hybrid because he was French. He was really, really good for that. And people, because he was low rated, would list this card so cheap. Wouldn't cost anything at all. This guy here was perfect. And people, because he was so low rated, would list this card so cheap, thinking he was worth nothing, without realising actually he was worth like 5 or 6k minimum. These are the cards that you want to work with. And all you're going to do is head to the transfer market and you're going to look for example, Massa. And if we go gold, so we've got him rare there like that. If you search him there, you'd see there's these two guys here. All you've got to do is set a filter. So let's say you sell him for 5k. All you've got to do is set a bid price to 4,000 coins, for example. And then you'd be able to bid on these cards. And pick them up slowly but surely, bit by bit by bit. And flip them back on for profit again. Other cards that were good were higher rated commons. So things like Jose Fonte was very good. Tarkovsky. Anything like that that can boost the rating of those SBCs was really, really good to work with. And that's how you're going to make really good, really easy coins to start off with on the game. Because the more coins you make, the more plays you can make just before the game comes out. The biggest differential, like I say this year, the biggest differential is whether or not you can add FIFA points at the start, okay? Because doing that suddenly gives us loads more supply than we thought we were going to get. Loads more supply. And that will mean that some of these cards might hold lower in value. So you have to bear that in mind. If you can't add FIFA points, it's a good way to trade. If you can add FIFA points, you're going to have to rely upon flipping them on quicker without having to hold on to them for too long. If you don't have FIFA points, once you've done that, you want to start looking at those meta cards, the likes of Raheem Sterling, the likes of Erling Haaland, anyone that's half decent, got pace, even those mid-tier cards like Morales, Gabriel Jesus, they all bounce for the first 2 or 3 days when the game first comes out, because everyone that's got the Ultimate Edition goes and opens up 4,600 FIFA points. Again, we might get them straight away, but I don't think so, because some people get on web app without having bought the game already. So you've got to bear that in mind. But really, the most important part is how you start your club. Start off by getting a major nation selection for your starter pack. England is usually always the best. Put those cards into the upgrade SBCs, the basic ones to start with. Use those cards that you pack that are untradeable, plus any coins you make along the way to start completing the advanced SBCs. Complete those, sell everything you get, and start trading using SBC for them mainly as your best way to trade. We'll talk about chemistry style trading in the long term because that can also be incredibly profitable early on. But that's how you get started on the web app in my opinion. After that, it's going to be a bit dry before the game comes out in full gameplay. But by acting now and getting started on the web app, you're giving yourself the best possible opportunity to start FIFA 23 the right way. But if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. But for now, I'm out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.